This is an official audio log from Reformation Abroad.
Salutations and a very friendly hello from your friends at the Global Protection Agency. With our Reformation Abroad program, we've teamed up with prison reform organizations across North America to offer the opportunity of a lifetime for those incarcerated. Those lucky inmates will be tasked with removing highly classified global waste by firing crates of this waste into a black hole. To find out more about this trustworthy and ecologically virtuous program, be sure to check out Reformation Abroad wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Scott Sigler Slices is a fiction podcast with stories harvested from the mind of a #1 New York Times bestselling author. The current season is Slay, a raunchy, monster-killing tale that's Breaking Bad meets Buffy meets John Wick. Find Scott Sigler Slices wherever you listen to podcasts.
11th Hour Audio presents Customs. Written by Chris Burnside.
Please follow the signs and queue for the next available agent.
Me?
You're that person who tries to walk through airport security with your shoes on, aren't you?
I didn't expect... I just got off the lift. Isn't this the 10th floor? What am I supposed to do?
Can you read, at least? This line is for returning residents. This line is for intentional visitors. The third is for accidentals.
Accidentals?
You'd be surprised how many people didn't mean to end up here. Or maybe you wouldn't be, seeing as how you look pretty confused. You might think that such a specific combination of flaws in such a specific order would make it unlikely to replicate accidentally. But it must be like that monkeys type in Hamlet thing. I'm guessing that third line's for you.
I'm an accidental.
Madam, you haven't finished a sentence that hasn't been a question. You're definitely an accidental. Queue for the next available customs agent.
But there's no one else in the queue. There's no one else anywhere.
No one else? Oh. Right. You're human. Just stand right there in the queue. Don't move forward until you're called. I wouldn't want you bumping into, no one else.
This is customs. You have a customs checkpoint on the 10th floor of an office building.
Madam, you stopped being in an office building after you played the elevator game, even if you played it by accident. And of course we've got customs. What did you expect? A flaming hellscape? Maybe a fun house filled with mirrors and clowns? Border protection isn't a joke.
I didn't mean any...
Of course you didn't. Your ignorance, just like your arrival, is accidental. I hope you've got all your documentation in order.
Documentation? What do you mean?
Next.
What kind of documentation did you mean? I don't have any.
Next.
Better get moving. Don't worry. I'm sure everything will be just fine.
Stop. No, take a step back. Turn slowly until you're facing the other direction. Fine. Now walk backwards to me until you reach the counter. That's close enough.
Well, can't really get any closer.
What was that?
Nothing. Sorry.
Turn around. State your name.
Carys.
Full name, as it appears on your documentation.
Documentation. See, now the guard mentioned that too. I didn't bring any special papers.
You don't have your passport ready?
I have a driver's license, a library card, Amazon gift card, but obviously my name's not on that. Old student ID I still use for discounts. Sorry, this bag is huge. Does any of that work?
Just state your full name.
Carys A. Llywelyn.
What's the A stand for?
Nothing. I just have a middle letter.
Where you're from, middle initials stand for names.
Not mine.
And no passport.
Sorry. Mine's probably expired anyway.
We don't want that kind of passport.
Well, whatever it is you're looking for, I don't think I have it.
Accidentals. You'd think the odds of someone randomly completing such a specific sequence would be near impossible, but no. Every day, some accidental stumbles through all wide-eyed and unprepared.
The guard said much the same. I guess it does seem rather unlikely.
We'll have to make you a passport.
How long will that take?
Not long.
Madam, please give me your bag.
Excuse me?
Your bag. I'll hold it while you go through the passport process.
Sure, I guess. It's heavy.
It is heavy.
I guess I should clean it out more often.
Please roll up your right sleeve and place your right hand on the counter, palm up. I'm going to ask you some things to verify that you come from where you say you come from.
I never said where I come from.
I guess you didn't. You sure you're in the right line?
Look, mate. From the moment I got off that lift, I've just been doing what I've been told.
Yeah, I suppose you have.
So I'd really like to expedite this because, as you might imagine, I have some questions of my own to ask you. Questions about this place and why you have customs. And oh my God, that's a big knife.
I just need to start the passport process.
And for that, you need, like, a sword?
It's a dagger.
I feel so much better.
Keep your hand on the counter. Try not to make sudden moves.
Motherfucker!
That's just the first cut. Toughen up.
You just sliced my arm open. I'm getting the fuck out. Why can't I move my arm?
I told you to keep your hand on the counter. Once we begin the passport process, it cannot be interrupted.
Is this passport going to make me bleed to death? Because if so, I'd prefer to be undocumented.
Does it look like you're bleeding?
Oh, not really. How did you...
I have questions. To verify you. Honest answers will progress the passport process.
So if I answer honestly, you cut me. That's really not a good incentive to tell the truth.
I will cut you for lies as well. But those will bleed.
I'm an open book.
Where are you from?
Swansea. Is that too specific? Or not specific enough? Like, should I have just said Earth, or do you want my postcode?
That's specific enough for now.
Oh! Shit! What the fuck, mate? Is that line supposed to signify Swansea?
Yes.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if you're just a wanker.
What did you do for work in Swansea?
You realise that's a real place, right? I work the front office for a construction company.
How long have you worked there?
Since March.
That's recent, given how humans perceive time. What did you do before that?
I was a senior specialist in marketing in a local agency. Oh!
Why did you change jobs? That seems like a significant step down.
Yeah, I guess it was.
That's not an answer.
I just needed a change. Oh! Jesus! I'm bleeding!
Answer truthfully.
That wasn't a lie!
And it was also a vague evasion. Why did you leave a good marketing job to be a secretary for a construction company?
I suffered a loss. And I needed to make a change in my life to cope. I liked the environment at the construction company.
The environment?
Yeah. You know, the surroundings, the buildings and the things and people inside them.
Fine. That's fine. Do you have significant other?
I did. We aren't together anymore.
Why?
None of your goddamn business.
Hmm.
Oh, shit! Okay, she left me. Is that good enough for you? She left and never came back. And it was a Wednesday, if that helps. Dick!
What was her name?
Shawnette.
Are you done avoiding the questions? This will be a lot less deadly.
But no less scarring.
Have you ever killed anyone?
What? No. Oh!
Have you ever stolen anything?
Yes.
What did you steal?
Oh, are you kidding? Where I'm from, lots of people steal things, like all the time. I don't do it anymore, but back in uni I pirated music, movies, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, that's stealing. Even if we act like it's not and we justify it. Do you want a list? I mean, it's not chronological, but there was the Matchbox 20 album and that one Mark Wahlberg movie. God, that was not worth the risk of a fine. Live and learn, am I right? Let's see. I remember this one movie. Oh, what was it?
That's enough. You're a prolific and experienced thief.
Welcome to the internet, my dude.
Tell me about a time when you used someone for personal gain.
You mean like asking my uncle for his employee discount at Tesco?
When you manipulated someone you cared about without any concern for what they wanted. When you used someone.
All right. I manipulated my boss so that I could get close to him to copy his key. I wanted to take things from work, and I didn't want anyone to know about it.
You slept with your boss to steal office supplies.
Prolific and experienced thief, remember? And did I say I slept with him?
You're a secretary who manipulated her boss. Of course you slept with him.
I see you have misogyny on your world, too. Oh, that fucking hurts every time. You know that. Are we done?
Yes. You may move your arm.
Seriously? You kidding me right now? You carved a pentagram on my arm.
A passport.
A fucking pentagram. This is the most cliche thing I could imagine. Like, do you have little horns under that hat? Maybe a pitchfork behind the counter?
Why do you assume that our official seal is derivative of your myths of evil and monsters? Your myths of evil and monsters are derivative of us. On your world, that symbol might be a joke that the feeble employ to scare the weak-willed, but here, in our world, it means so very much more than that. Oh, it should certainly scare you. In fact, I'd say that you should be very, very scared right now.
Mostly I'm just feeling pain from where some tosser from Customs branded me.
You'll learn soon enough.
Look, are we done here? Now that I have my passport, am I finished with this Customs stuff? Can I move on to the security checkpoint?
We don't have a security checkpoint here, but you're not done with the Customs evaluation. We now have your passport on file, of course, but we have a few more things to get through. Anything to declare during your travels?
Like what? Souvenirs? I didn't bring any cheese or fruits or whatever.
I'm not interested in goods. What human qualities do you have to declare? I assume you are importing a soul?
A soul? Like my immortal soul? That's a thing.
It very much is.
Then, yeah, and my cold dead heart too. Don't forget that.
What other human qualities do you have to declare?
I don't know. Decency, manners. Clearly patience is not my virtue.
No, clearly not. What of your vices?
Oh, I see. Fine, whatever. Yeah, I partake in all the sins to varying degrees, I guess. I'm not huge on gluttony or envy, but wrath, I'm a fan of wrath.
And lust, what there do you have to declare?
I like being humiliated. Not like in everyday life, just when it's sexual and fake. I like to know it's just an act, not genuinely cruel.
So, vengeance and lustful fetish. I believe that concludes your declarations.
My pentagram is humming.
You have been granted a 2-week stay. After that, your passport will expire. You do not want to still be here when it does. Where will you be staying for the duration of your visit?
I have no idea.
Do you know anyone here?
Actually, That's a good question. Is it possible for you to look someone up for me? See if they've ever been granted a passport here?
I suppose. Name?
Fiona Thraille.
Llywelyn. Family member?
Yes.
Here. Yes, Sinead Llywelyn. She's no longer here.
What happened?
Her passport expired.
Can you be more specific?
It says here that she made it back to our office, but did not have enough time left to complete the customs process and reach the lift.
So you killed her? Here, in this office?
It would appear so. Wait. Sinead Llywelyn. Sinead was the name of...
My wife.
Who left and never came back.
We found security footage of her in a lift, going up and down, alone, seemingly to random floors. Then she gets off and vanishes. I found the instructions for the elevator game on a website in her browser history.
But you were supposed to be an accidental.
Oh, no, I never said that. The guard said that. You said that. I just did as I was told.
So this was intentional. You wanted to find out what happened to her.
You're not thinking big enough.
What do you mean?
Finding out was step one, sure, but curiosity isn't my vice. It's wrath, remember?
You really think you can take revenge for her? On your own?
Like I said, I got the construction job because of the environment. The things in the buildings. Blasting caps, fertilizer, det cord. I just needed to copy the key to access them. And of course, a really big bag.
What is she talking about? Where are you going?
You know, you really should have security here.
Get rid of her bag! Going down.
Customs was written by Chris Burnside and was a collaboration for 11th Hour Audio by Dashing Onions, Dayton Writers Movement, Old Souls Audio, and Wonky Salamander. Carys was played by Lowri Ann Davies, the agent was Hannah Preisinger, the guard was Joe Bence, and the elevator was April Sumner. Voice editing was by Rachel Pulliam, sound design was by Fiona Thraille, music and mixing were done by Katharine Seaton. Thank you for playing the elevator game with us.
Do you dig science fiction? Then get ready for the hardest-hitting sci-fi you've ever heard. The Galactic Football League series by #1 New York Times bestselling author Scott Sigler is now a free, unabridged podcast. It's Star Wars meets Peaky Blinders meets Ted Lasso. The GFL is a star-spanning, high-action, high-stakes, coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a professional football league 700 years in the future. Follow the journey of Quentin Barnes, a gifted athlete who must travel from his backwater system to the galaxy's sprawling empires in his quest to be the best there's ever been. But he needs to watch his back as organized crime runs every franchise, fixing games and assassinating rival players. That's the Galactic Football League series. Search for Scott Sigler, Sigler, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural then and now.